All right, now this video is extremely important. It's a little different than what we usually put up where we talk about politics, but this is an extreme warning that just came out from the FBI. And the reason why I'm doing a video on this because it just happened to me. They tried this with me, and luckily I was aware of everything that's going on, and I was telling my mother about it, and she lets me know how somebody had reached out to her. And luckily, I've always been updating my mother on what to watch out for. So I'm gonna let you in on what this scam is and how to watch out for it because it's real. And with AI and everything, they're so much more sophisticated that they can actually duplicate and replicate your Bank of America, Chase site, the phone calls, the automation, everything. So in this video, I'm going to show you clips of exactly what the FBI says is happening. And you're going to hear from victims who have been impacted by it and how you and your family can protect yourself and your bank account. Because what's going on is these people are wiping out complete bank accounts, wiping it out. And the people are having issues with getting their money back because they're voluntarily transferring their money or voluntarily opening up access to their accounts unknowingly to them. Now, they don't know that this is what's happening, but this is how sophisticated the scam is, where without any proof or documentation showing what's going on, there's no record for you to actually prove this is what's happening. So check this out. Now, first, we're going to label it. Now, the FBI cybersecurity experts warn of a three-phase scam that is draining bank accounts, okay? This is called phantom hackers. That's what they call it, phantom hackers. So we're going to go through this article, but before I do, what I want to do is let you in on what's been going on. So lately, you've got these organizations that operate out of places like India, Kenya, different parts of Africa, even here in the U.S. But these hackers are all over the world, and a lot of them use what's called a VPN, and a VPN stands for virtual private network. Now, I myself also use a VPN. Now, the reason why I use a VPN at my home office, and I have it on all of my electronics and my wife's for even when we travel. So if we're ever on anyone else's Wi-Fi or even not on the Wi-Fi, and we're using our phone, what a VPN, a virtual private network does, it gives us like a different IP address and location. So let's just say I'm in Florida, out of my home, right outside of Ocala, filming this, right? Well, my VPN may show that my server or my network is in Australia, or it might show that it's in Maine, or it may show that it's in Colorado, or it may show that it's in, you get my drift? It gives your IP address, it shades or hides your IP address and your location so no one can actually see your network. So they're unable to hack my network because they can't see it. It's a virtual private network, a VPN. I highly recommend it. I heard someone say recently that they think eventually, well, not with the Trump administration, but the Democrats at one point, they were trying to work to eliminate VPNs because, you know, they're all about control, not wanting anybody to have anything without them being able to shut it down or control it or whatever. But so what these hackers are doing, what these people are doing, they're using social media. They're stealing people's mail. And they're just getting information. I mean, a number of ways right now online. They're getting people's information, and then they're reaching out to these folks. And sometimes they're faking like a family member was hurt or got kidnapped or a number of different things. And the video is going to talk more about it. But this is a real thing. And right now, $1 billion due to the phantom hacking, $1 billion has been stolen from people this year alone. Now, let me get up into this video. Now, this clip, I'm going to show you this first clip right here. And as you can see and read right there, this clip is from a man who was abducted and held for $200K ransom by rival cybercrime gang. Now, I went digging into this story, and some said this person has stole some monies from someone, from the wrong person, and they caught up with him. And in another video you're going to see right after this, you're going to see more vigilantes of people who were scammed, and rather than letting the scammers just get away, they actually went after them. But check this video out.
Oh, damn, please, bro, send the 200K. Like, they're gonna kill me if you don't. Like, I'll pay you back. Just let me know what you need. I got you, for real. Any work for free, whatever, whenever, however long you need me to, I got you. I'll apply to any store you need me to apply to, so I could be a plug. Like, I don't care if I get caught by the cops or anything. Like, I will get that money back for you, like, dead ass. I used to do that work two years.
So as you can see, this is somebody who was scamming, got caught up, and now they say, give us our money back, send it. You know, and he's reaching out to whoever else was involved in it because those folks not playing. Now they got him beat up, tied up with weapons they're pointed at him because they want their money. Now, in this next clip here, this is somebody who had hacked an individual, who had scammed an individual, but what they didn't know is the scammer was connected to next level type hackers. So they tracked down the scammers, and check this out, how much unfun it is when the rabbit got the check this out.
I know a lot more about you than what you think I know.
What do you know about me? Tell me, what's my name? Don't try to be over smart, buddy.
Faisal. You think I don't know your name, buddy?
No, that's not my name.
Let me talk to Daoud, the
No,
CEO
no.
of Expert Tech Solutions. How about Umar? How about Amar, buddy? I know you're in Ali Tower. Let me talk to Dawood right now. He's sitting looking right at you. Sitting there in that black and gray jacket with those khakis on that you're wearing. And Amar in his white sweater. All right? And Umar over there in the other desk with the striped black and white long sleeve shirt and a vest on. Next up, I destroyed a couple of their PCs with destructive malware.
Oh.
Why are you so quiet right now? While I destroy your computer.
So that's one. Now, in this is going to be an actual news report letting it be known what's going on. And this is going to go more in detail. Then I'll go back to the article. But this is extremely important that you really focus in on this. I know we talk again a lot about the politics, but this is real life and it's happening right now. And I don't care if you've got $5 in your account, 50,000, 500,000. My wife and I are people that invest and that do have resources. So the fact that someone had the audacity to call me and act as if there was a report of something. They said that they got notification from Microsoft that my computer was having an issue and that I needed to log into it and download this thing. And I'm sitting there listening to them. For one, the call came in, it was from Kentucky. And when it comes to random numbers I don't know, when I answer the phone, I don't say anything. And I'm not sure how you answer your phone because right now with AI, they're phishing phone calls. You know, you get those phone calls and you pick it up and you say, hello, 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 and nobody's saying anything. And then it hangs up. Well, what they're doing is they're getting your voice recorded. Now that they got your voice, they have your name, they have your number. So guess what? Now they attempt to make calls like you. If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up because I will never ask you for a Cash App or for a super chat. But you hitting that like button, it helps because it helps spread the information out there. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And whether you're subscribed already, or whether you're subscribing right now, make sure that you hit the notification bell and then you select all because YouTube has been having an issue with getting the notifications out. But when you select all, it increases the likelihood that YouTube will notify you the next time I upload new videos. And this is where they can call family members and say and act like you're being kidnapped. You're being held for ransom. You lost some money. You lost your cards and you need some help. This person on the other end, they know your voice. Why would they think that that's not you? So when you're getting calls from people that you don't know, and you do decide to answer the phone, just pick it up and sit there. Why do you have to speak? Why do you have to say hello? You don't. And once someone, you notice that someone's there or they let themselves be known first, then you can say, oh, hey, hello. But prior to that, why do you have to say anything? This isn't back in the day. This is now. You got to protect yourself. All right. So right here, Chicago-based hairstylist has lost her entire $20,000 savings following a sophisticated scam authorities have named the Phantom Hacker. The growing scam involves unscrupulous individuals posing as bank staff, calling their victims and asking them to transfer their monies to protect it from impeding hacks or hacking on their account. So here we go. Check this out.
The woman is a hairstylist with 2 children who was hoping to open her own business this year. That all changed when she received a phone call from a man who claimed to be with Bank of America.
So,
struggling to recount what happened to her, Milan Jackson is choosing to speak out, hoping to warn others about this vicious scheme.
all over the trap.
The Northside hairstylist says this all began a few months ago when her phone started ringing while she was working with a client.
I answer the phone, and it is a man who tells me that this is Bank of America and that there was suspicious activity.
Jackson says she looked on the back of her Bank of America card and verified the phone number on the card matched the number from the caller. She says the man on the phone informed her that a hacker was trying to steal $20,000 from her account, and they needed to act fast to prevent this from happening.
Just trying to hurry up and make sure that they can't get that money.
She was told to log into her Bank of America account and wire $20,000 to another account where her money would be protected.
I then get transferred and they walk me through on how to potentially stop the fraud.
Jackson proceeded with the wire.
My anxiety is going up and he's like, okay, we only have this amount of time.
Nearly seconds after completing that transfer, Jackson says she didn't feel right.
I get this weird feeling and I just go into Bank of America. They confirmed that it was a scam and I still had the person on the line, and so I shut the phone off. I'm hysterically crying.
Jackson says she's going through a separation, has 2 children, and was planning to buy a building this year to expand her hair business.
How did this happen and how am I gonna get the money back?
The FBI calls this the Phantom Hacker, and it's growing rapidly. Scammers impersonate bank representatives to convince victims that hackers have infiltrated their financial account. Victims are urged to move their money fast to protect their assets. In reality, there was never a hacker, and the money that was wired is now fully controlled by the scammer. FBI Special Agent Rachel LaRoque says a legitimate financial institution is not going to ask you to move your money elsewhere. She says consumers have to be skeptical.
They may even be able to spoof that bank's phone number so that on your caller ID of your phone or cell phone, it might show that it's the bank. Scammers do not discriminate against anyone. They want money from anybody that they can take it from.
Jackson's dreams of opening her own brick and mortar now deferred. Her $20,000 gone.
People that do this to other people, you don't know what's in somebody's life. It's not just stolen from me, it's stolen from my kids too.
Bank of America tells the I-Team in cases like this, they attempt to get the money back, but there is no guarantee the bank will be able to recover the funds once their client authorizes the transfer. Bank of America says it will never call and ask a client to send money through Zelle or a wire transfer ever. We do have more tips to protect consumers on our news app and website, abc7chicago.com.
All right, so as you see, that's what happens. So let me get back to this article and we'll go through how to protect yourself. So FBI cybersecurity expert warns of three-phase scam that is draining bank accounts, written by Jeremy Tanner on August 30th. Next are a multi-phase scam credited with emptying the financial accounts of numerous Americans, many of whom were nearing the age of retirement, is again making headlines after the FBI recently issued a warning. Unlike many scams, phantom hacker attacks often come in three distinct phases, each building on the last to thoroughly convince the victim to allow access to their funds. Victims often suffer the loss of entire banking, savings, retirement, or investment accounts under the guise of protecting their assets, the FBI said in a new release. Aaron Rose, security architect manager at cybersecurity firm Checkpoint Software, told Nexstar in an email that the crooks often use victims' personal interests against them. Fans of vintage cars, antique watches, or other items might post publicly on social media, making them vulnerable to bad actors. Criminals use personal interest to make their criminal actions appear authentic, which decreases the chances of being caught, Rose said, adding, AI technology can analyze social media content to detect personal interests and life milestones, which it allows it to generate messages that seem personalized. Since 2024, the scam has reportedly been used to steal over $1 billion in funds, with the majority of victims being at least 60 years old, according to FBI data. These attacks are not just simple phone calls or phishing emails. They're complex operations that involve multiple impersonators, spoofed phone numbers, and coordinated follow-ups, Scott Davis, chairman of the Cybersecurity Association of Pennsylvania, said in a recent interview. Seniors are being tricked into believing they're protecting their money, when in reality, they're handing it straight to criminals. Tech support in the first phase. While pretending to work in tech support for a legitimate company, the scammer will use a phone call, text, email, or pop-up window to contact that victim. Once the victim calls for tech support, the scammer instructs them to download a program giving access to the victim's computer. After pretending to check the device for viruses, the scammers will then suggest the victim to open financial accounts to look for unauthorized charges. And this is where the slope gets slippery. After choosing an account to target, the scammer tells the victim to wait for a call from the fraud department of the bank or institution that's holding the funds. A call from the financial institution. Then this is the third phase. The next phase begins when a scammer posing as an employee of a well-known financial institution calls the victim to inform them that their account has been hacked by someone overseas. The only way to keep the money safe, says the scammer says, is to move it to a third party such as Federal Reserve or a U.S. government agency, according to the FBI. The scammer helps organize the transfer, which is often broken into several transactions and may happen by wire, cash, or crypto. The government representative, in an effort to legitimize the prior two phases, okay, so this is phase 3, I apologize. In an effort to legitimize the prior two phases, a scammer may impersonate an employee of the Federal Reserve or another agency. If the victim starts to get suspicious, the scammer may send a follow-up letter using what appears to be official government letterhead, with the goal of convincing the victim that their funds continue to be unsafe and must be moved. How to protect yourself and others. Experts say there are a number of steps to take to safeguard yourself against the phantom hacker scams. Tips that you should also share with family members and loved ones who might be at risk. The simplest advice is the most important. Never give remote access to your computer if someone calls you unexpectedly, Rose said. Do not move your money just because a caller says they're from your bank or the government. Hang up. Call the number printed on your bank statement and verify the situation yourself. If you find yourself unsure what to do, end the call and talk to someone you trust before taking any such action, Rose said. Scammers rely on secrecy and pressure, according to Rose. Breaking that pattern by taking a step back and checking with someone else, a friend, family member, or official from your bank or local law enforcement agency is often the best defense. The FBI encourages anyone who is a victim of a crime to contact the local field office or file a report at tips.fbi.gov. If the crime is internet-based, file a report with the Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3. So there you have it, and it's real. I was contacted. My wife has been contacted, not recently, but I was recently contacted. And so when I was recently contacted and I seen this post up on Ground News, because I utilize Ground News to know what stories are going on all over the world from the right perspective, life perspective, even the blind spot. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ground News, but it's an awesome resource. It's a monthly subscription, but it's really useful. So when I saw it, I said, oh my God, these folks are at it again, to the point to where the FBI is putting out issuing warnings over the weekend. I said, I got to notify all of the patriots that come to the channel, because all of you have your internet. I'm sure you have your banking, your debit cards, your credit cards, your online banking, all types of stuff. And these folks are calling using AI, acting like family members. There's some horrific stories out there where people were called using AI and thought their children were kidnapped and were wiring $100,000. This phantom hacker is a new wave that they're doing with this one, where they've actually stepped it up, where they got people acting like they're calling from your bank and from the federal government. And here's the kicker. If anybody on that call when they reached out to me had said anything about the Federal Reserve, I already knew it was a scam. But let's just say if I had never heard this was happening to people, the moment they would have said Federal Reserve, that would have turned me off anyway. A little sidebar. But protect yourself. As far as with your passwords, whatever passwords you use, make sure that you are not doing what I've seen some people do, which is being lazy with their passwords. Use a sophisticated password that's not just like your first initial, last name, and 1, 2, 3, 4. There are people who spend all of their waking hours looking for ways to hack into our accounts. And a lot of times people make it easy by being lazy on the password. One thing I'll tell you that I did, that I was taught, because whenever I put in whatever my real password is on platforms, you know how it says medium or strong, I always get rewarded as strong. And it's the password that we use. And what I did was I took a phrase, right? A phrase that no one would possibly think of, but one that I remember. And then I took the first letter of every word. And what I did was, if it's a letter like 2, if it's a word like 2, well, we know T-O or T-O-O can also be used as 2. The word 4, as opposed to F-O-R or F-O-O or F-O-U-R, I can use a number. You can use your capitals, and then lower cases, and then you can use your exclamation points, your question marks, another things. But just an example of a phrase. Let's just say if you said, okay, I got one. If it was like, Donald Duck going to space would be amazing to see. Now, so Donald Duck going to space would be amazing to see. So really think about it. We took the first letters, maybe you capital D one, lowercase d the other one, to this, and then with 2 and C, as opposed to T-O, you could put the number 2, and as opposed to S-E-E for C, you can use the letter C. I'm just giving you an example of creating a phrase, and then at the end of it, you might have an exclamation point. You might have 2 exclamation points. You might have exclamation point, period, exclamation point. Whatever it is that just makes it more challenging for someone to be able to hack your password, right? So make sure you have strong passwords, number 1. Number 2, never, ever, ever download any software onto your computer that someone else sends you, because what that software can do, it can allow remote access to your computer. So like if I sent you the software and you downloaded it, on my end, I could look and see every single thing you do on your computer and actually record your keystrokes. So that, and your keystrokes is your keystrokes when you keep things in. So when you go to log into your bank account, I can catch your keystrokes, or I can just catch your password. It's so sophisticated. So never download anything. And even as far as with the phone number verification, if someone's calling and you see that they're calling into you, and you see it says Bank of America or Chase or whatever your bank is, Regions Bank or whatever it is, immediately, and then they start talking about, you might be immediately hang up, and then you call your bank directly, because a lot of times people will see that, and like the lady said, they check the number and they see it as their bank and they trust it. No financial institution will ever call you to tell you to withdraw money or transfer money. That is not the way it works. They'll contact you through your email, maybe through direct mail, but not through phone. Okay, and even if they do call you through phone, they're not going to ask you to do anything other than come into the branch. All right, so I just wanted to put this video out there as a way to protect yourself. My parents, my dad's 72 and my mom is 69, about to be 70. So, and you saw that it hit people that was over 60 years old. But they're also saying a lot of young people are being hit up by this big time, because, you would think with all the technology, a lot of these young people, the young, yeah, it's all this technology, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to search and dig up and research information. They take great selfies, but they fail at utilizing it for what it's supposed to be for, which is a tool, which is just a click away from information that we can use. But no, for them, it's a toy just for taking selfies and maybe rapping on, which is exactly why someone like myself at 47 years old is running circles around these young dudes trying to figure out what they want to do. And for the people in my generation and older who refuse to adapt or think that they're too old for that. Again, running circles around them. But it's important that we stay up to tune with what's going on, because just because we're ignorant of it doesn't mean it can't affect us. So I want to thank you from the top and bottom of my heart. You've hung out, you watched the video to this point. I hope it helped you. Like I said, it's not our typical political juicy, but it's extremely important that all of the patriots that come to this channel can protect themselves and their family from these phantom hacker scum pieces of crap, from taking away your resources that you work diligently to acquire, to attain, and you want to keep that. So that's why I put the video out. So again, thank you for watching. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit the like button. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. And most importantly, I want you to stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.